It truly is the beginning of a new era where AI will bring to everybody the opportunity to make great and grand movies, the types of which would cost millions, maybe billions otherwise. Today, we'll tell you why some influencers, some commentators are unimpressed and say they'll never go see anything made with even a whiff of AI. Why the hate? Why do they despise the tech? Folks, we've got answers right now. The Hollywoods are in fear of what's near for them, the end of the gatekeeping studio system that ensures they stay in power and propagandize you and your kids. But some are not impressed with AI. They don't like it, not one bit, not one whit. Today we'll tell you which side we land on. Click the like button and let's get into a very interesting conversation with the one, the only, Mr. Culture Casino. Well. The change coming to Hollywood just continues down the train. Matt Walsh and a bunch of other influencers are not impressed with AI. They view this as evil, but we've got some other ideas about it. Matt Walsh says, I don't understand how anyone can be impressed by this, talking about AI films. And we told you this year this was going to happen. A lot of people didn't know this was going to happen, but it's going to happen. Okay, he says, wow, an algorithm spit out some images that look kind of real. Okay, cool. The fundamental problem with AI content and why I will never be interested in an AI movie, no matter how realistic it looks, is he interested in a CGI movie? I don't know. Is that I just have no interest in the stories that an algorithm tells. I don't want to watch an AI story any more than I want to sit around and listen to ChatGPT tell me about its hopes and dreams. If the story has no soul, then it lacks the one and only thing that can make it worthwhile interesting. Matt's just wrong about this. He just is. And the reason is because these films are going to be written by humans. So, I mean, you might have, like, down the road, some full-blown movies written by AI, but I think to win, they're going to have to be made by humans. And that means scripts, and it means storyboards, and that's going to be converted with AI and all that. Here's the movie he's talking about. We'll play just a brief snippet. I don't know how the rules work for this with the audio, so we'll play a little bit, and then we'll turn the audio off. But here's what he's talking about, this one that just came out. And we'll let it play, but culture people have been saying, new IP. Yeah, we've seen Star Wars. We want to see something else. And here's the something else. Now, Matt Walsh and some of the other people out there are saying, no, this is no big deal. Nobody's going to watch this. This is not going to kill the industry. Yes, it will. It absolutely will. But maybe in a good way. Hollywood's already killed itself. But culture, here's what, if you don't understand this, I don't know how to help people anymore. This is going to deflate the cost of movie making at the blockbuster level to the point anybody can make this. And now your imagination spring forth whatever you want to tell, any character you've ever had in your head. Go for it. Now, making this might cost you $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. I don't know how much it's going to cost, and that's going to continue to go down, but that's way less than the millions and millions this would cost otherwise. Culture, this is the time for creativity to explode. And the people who are saying this is not going to have any impact, I'm not going to watch this stuff, I don't think they get it anymore. I just don't think they have the vision to understand what's going on.
Well, I think they don't realize that this is really a demonstration of potential, right? I mean, we can speak plainly about the fact that whether or not you want this, it's the most likely thing to show up, and the concept here and everything that's behind this is fascinating. And I feel like when you see something like this, and this is a 3-minute presentation, it's showing you that you can generate this in nearly a limitless way.
The claim culture is that it's there's no soul to it, that there's no emotion, that it's AI. Listen, there are creators who are going to take this and use it. They are highly creative people. Maybe it's 1%, but somebody. If you give me acrylic paint, for example, I'm terrible with acrylic paint. I'm just, I can't do anything special with it. But there is a certain person out there who can make acrylics look phenomenal and put the soul into it. Somebody's going to just launch their career with this stuff and never look back, and we're going to have better entertainment than we've ever seen before.
Yeah, and I think there have been just a mass of humanity that have been, armchair directors, cinematographers, and people that always wanted to play with these kinds of things or have some influence over them, and this gives them not just the license but the opportunity and the ability. I mean, the barrier of entry to doing a film like that we just got right there, that 3-minute segment. is so substantial that nobody's really capable of launching their own movie studio. And yet now, with examples and people just having enough of a budget that they can put it together, you have success. Well, you guys talked about Markiplier earlier in the show.
Right. He can do any special effects now he wants. Anything.
Yeah, he no longer has the limitations that he had when he just shot his Iron Lung.
Right, a year ago.
Yeah, it's just they've been removed, and it's advancing so quickly that I think the argument that it's soulless is going to become less accurate. Let's put it in those terms. Less accurate.
Right. Wolfle, by the way, is out there and says, I enjoy the process of set design and lighting and frame composition, but that's just me. No, we're not dismissing that.
No,
you can still do that, and then you can enhance it with this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. The degree to which you want to go high touch or low touch, how much you want to do physical assets versus not, is completely up to the creator now. By the way, Zachary Levi is getting this, and he's going after Matt Walsh on it. Zachary Levi, of course, the star behind Shazam, and a conservative guy that's basically been banned by Hollywood, but maybe no more. This is the other part about it. This opens the door. If you've been blacklisted from Hollywood, who cares? Who cares anymore? They're not the gatekeepers. Go make your own movie and put it in the silver screen. Zachary Levi can. He's not dependent on a studio anymore.
I think you're gonna hear different opinions from people like Film Threat, but you're also gonna get a different one from Justine Bateman. And look, I mean, I'm not just gonna promote myself on X. I'm gonna promote these other people who participate there, and we can have a broader conversation, just like we do here on the show with all of you. But their views on this is it gives license to the same kind of things we appreciate in the gaming world, the independent studios, the AA studios, and the people that are individually producing high quality games. This gives a real shot for individuals to participate in the tentpole space. That's insane to me.
Zachary Levi says it's not about being impressed, talking to Matt Walsh. It's not about being impressed with the final product. It's about being gobsmacked with where the tech is presently. Yes, this is still lacking so much, but it's light years better than what it was just a moment ago. Moore's Law, exponential growth, it's all happening. He goes on to say this. He says, y'all, and this, I love this because it matches up with what I believe. Okay? And I'm not saying that because everything that matches up with what I believe I just love, but I'm saying he's articulated this so well. And it's so funny because I've never sat down with Zachary and talked with him about this. So the fact that we're on the same page, I really think is an indicator that, hey, there's something underway here. We're seeing the same through line. Zachary Levi says, y'all, I don't share posts about the progress of AI content because I like it, or even think it's at this moment on par with human creativity and artistry. I share them as continuous updates in the evolutionary process of what will eventually become indiscernible. You can call it slop all you want, and most of it still is, but only for now. 3 years ago, he says, 3 years ago, Will Smith eating spaghetti was nightmarish fever dream. Now it's essentially found footage of actual Will Smith eating actual spaghetti. Based on what we're seeing currently, what does the next 3 years have in store? And this is just referring to video content. Have you listened to where AI music has gotten? It's essentially already escaped the uncanny valley. Music that's so good, so full of emotion and soul that you'd have no idea it was AI unless it's clearly indicated. And even after knowing it's not human, it still seems to resonate in an entertaining way. And I'll tell you this, folks, without human lyricists, I don't think it's there. I think you got to have the human element in it. This is where we are. Right now, it's not going to get any worse. It will only keep getting better. We can collectively bury our heads in the sand, or we can do something about it. He ends with an Ayn Rand quote, you can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. And this is where I've been, Culture. You know, people said, Pro, you got to get out of the AI stuff. Don't touch it. Don't do, if you do it, we're going to call it AI slop. We'll come after you. Culture, I decided it was more dangerous to stay on the sidelines than to get involved and try to be a part of whatever this is that's happening.
How about this broader view? Right? I'd rather have that tool in my toolbox than be unfamiliar with it and never have it available to me to use. So again, I played around with Suno and other music generators. I've played around with Sora and things like that. And I want to do film the old-fashioned way, but if I could enhance the film that I'm doing with something like this, I'd be a fool not to use the tools that would be available to me. Hey, take this film clip and replace the background with this. If the prompt's that simple, why wouldn't you do it? And at the same time, if it still looks photorealistic and the physics aren't screwed up or any of the other elements that clearly have some problems here in this clip, they're getting closer. And look, you always want the most amount of tools in your toolbox, and you always want to have the skills to be able to use them. It just makes you more valuable in a constantly evolving era that I'm going to suggest is going to be dangerous for the people who do not understand that if you don't adapt, you lose.
Yep. And yet I am totally pro-human. I mean, how silly would it be to not be pro-human? I want humans working on this, with this, through this. I want humanity to flourish. But I also know this is a massive new tool. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. And this is just one part of a much bigger, broader discussion with AI. Yeah. But ultimately, folks, this is going to be a part of the fabric of how we make stuff. Let's make good stuff with it. Let's do that. And let's see what happens. But I don't think the Matt Walsh strategy is going to work. I think this is silliness if you just want to close your eyes and say, no, it's an algorithm. I don't want to do it. Folks, pictures and photos for years on Photoshop have all been done with AI.
Yeah.
Everything you see, short form content is mostly now largely AI. Yeah. It's time to open our eyes and say, all right, this is reality. Let's deal with it and let's make some good stuff with it, because there are lots of people out there who will make awful, terrible things with it. We need to be making the beautiful things. Culture, final word.
I'm very impressed, but that my level of being very impressed increases constantly because this technology constantly evolves. So I think one day we're going to look back at this period of time and go, wow, we were still creatively dinosaurs, and moving forward, everything will look better.
It's always sad when one of these video ends, and yet it is the beginning of the wait for the next one to land. 4 times a day right here on the Pro Channel. And by the way, there's plenty more on our partner channels, That Part Place, That Pod Place, That Game Place, and go check out the original music we have on stations like Vacation Radio. We'd love to have you, love to entertain you. At least we'll do a better job than some of the current entertainment companies. Folks, like, share, subscribe, and you know what? Drop a comment right on down below. Share this out anywhere you go on social media. And until the next time, we have the honor, the pleasure of getting to spend time with you when you choose to invite us into your day to add the value that we hope to bring your way. We ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.